Do you think, though, that it'll be harder for younger people? Because obviously people will see they can see a young person, but they might see that you've had a very different experience to them over the last number of years of the housing crisis, despite the fact, obviously, you went away to the United States. People have gone through, living in their parents' box room here. They see headlines now that this multi-millionaire pharma tycoon, as has been described, is coming over to say, hey, I understand, I can relate to you guys. Do you understand there might be a bit of a block there that people might say, well, who is this guy? How does he understand what we've been through for the last number of years?
Yeah, I mean, I don't write the headlines in the papers. I'm glad you didn't introduce me as a tycoon. I don't think it's a word I ever used in a sentence before. But I do resonate directly with the current generation. My business story is by no means an easy ride. Up until 2021, I was driving for Uber. My wife was nannying for kids. We did it the hard way, and we built a company that eventually became successful, and we're proud of that because that company is going to have an impact on thousands of lives every year, and it's in a really safe, strong place. But I understand what it's like to call home and ask for rent money. I had to move abroad to build the company. So many people move abroad now from this country and their bank account dictates whether they can move home. We're fortunate that we were one of those people that were able to move home now, having the company finally turn that corner and start to do well. But we're sitting here now in a rented apartment. I'm not the tycoon I'm being made out to be, I very much resonate with the issues. I have cousins, friends, families that are still living in the box room, have moved abroad and may never move home. I mean, I'm living as part of that generation. And I'm one of the fortunate ones that my entrepreneurship journey ended up with a happy ending. But it was by no means a happy journey.
Do you know what the average rent is in this country?
Well, we're paying €3,000 here for a 2-bed apartment. It's outrageous. I'm in a position now where I have no idea how anybody is in a position to save to purchase a home if they're not living in the parents' box room, or if you're in a position where you're paying €36,000 a year, how are you supposed to put money aside to build up a deposit? I mean, it's definitely an issue that needs to be really focused on, and I think we're all aware of the housing crisis, right? There's a big focus on it nationally, but there's no action, right? We're talking about building 60, 80,000 homes.
But is your solution then that we talk about it more, because you're saying that's what you'd be able to bring to it, you'd be bringing a focus on it. We've all been talking about the housing crisis for the last 10 years. Michael D. Higgins, the current president, said it was the great failing of our generation. It isn't for a lack of focus on the housing crisis or talking about it. It has been the number one issue we've talked about socially for the last decade. So why would talking about it more now over the next 7 years if you're elected actually change anything?
I think there's two things. It's a lack of hard decision making, I think, at government level, ready to make the hard decisions. And I think it's a lack of participation in the younger generations who might have a different approach, idea,